So today we're going to rebuild the Adel on the Hulk. Yes, this is an Adel, not an Adex. What's the difference? I can't tell you personally, but they all look the same to me. They seem to function the same. Only thing different is the price. But I can tell you the parts fit. Got these. This is from Lazarde Hydraulics. I know you guys always hear me talk about them. You're probably like, geez, this dude always talks about Lazarde Hydraulics. There's a reason. Because I can get parts from him. And I can get the right parts that fit. And I can get them really fast. That's my terrible penmanship on there. I wrote it on there because I got multiple kits of these. And I rebuilt my dump. Right here. I know, super baller. 2 Adels in one vicinity. But yeah, I want to make sure I put some of the old parts back in the bag, like the spring and the screws. So in case in the future I lose some stuff on some other builds, I have something to fall back on. But so far I'm pretty happy with this. The only thing that I could say could be better is it didn't come with the aluminum washer and the stainless washer, which I think most kits that's an add-on. Normally I think it's a reusable part. I didn't want to reuse it, plus I bent it pulling it out of mine. So we'll see how it goes on this one, which regardless, I have a new one that I'm going to put in here. But if this one comes out nicely, I'm going to put it in my bag of other used parts and save it for a rainy day, because it's rained here like every day for a month. So I'm going to get tearing this apart. I'm just going to time-lapse it. If you want to see how to rebuild these, I'll put a link for Cali Swinging. That's how I learned. It comes straight from the man himself, Andy from Adex. So you really can't beat that information. One thing I will say, let me grab it. He stresses, use a brass punch, which out of all my stuff that I have laying around here, I didn't have any kind of brass punch at all. And no one around me had any kind of brass punches, at least this size. I could find like a 1-inch brass punch. But this needs to be a 3/16 brass punch. And basically I just filed the end away, kind of like a screwdriver. And that's what I used. You can get this from Mcmaster Carr. I'll put a link for it. It was like 10 bucks. Yeah. Does it look like 10 bucks? Probably not. I mean, I don't know. You could probably scrap it for that. But totally worth it, versus screwing this up. These are very expensive dumps nowadays. So I'm going to spend a little bit of extra money to make sure that I can do the best job I can on this, to make sure I don't mess anything up. Your seals is what it's for. So, if you want to throw the money out on a seal kit because you don't want to use this or possibly damage this, that's up to you. I mean, you can use a screwdriver if you want. I'm spending the extra money. I've spent the extra money, and it's going to be a tool I use time and time again, so it's a good investment. So anyways, I'm going to put you guys up on a time lapse. I'm going to start taking this thing apart and resealing it and making sure everything else is good inside. So I finally got it all apart. The roll pin that was in there, it was a nightmare to get out, which it shouldn't have been that hard. I ended up bending my punch, but luckily I had just enough out where I was able to grab it with some pliers and pull it out. It fought the whole way. So I'm gonna clean that up a little bit with emery cloth. It's got some markings in it. And keep moving forward on this thing. So far this one has fought me. Mine went very well, but I also didn't film mine, so there you go. So yeah. We're going to keep moving forward. So I got it all torn down. The sleeve coming out was actually a little bit easier than it was on my dump, so maybe we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Who knows? The washers come out really nice, but like I said, I have new ones. I got the washers from Hoppos. I had originally bought when I had first got my dump. This is back before I was even going to work on this one. I knew mine, well, rumors were mine was bad. I didn't really check it, didn't really care. I got a good deal on it, so I bought a rebuild kit, so I knew it'd be good. I had bought just the washers. I kind of assumed they come as the kit, but I was wrong. So yeah, the washers are sold separately. Can Lazarde get them? I don't know. I didn't really ask. I thought maybe they may have come with this kit, but apparently I've seen various kits out there. Lazarde's is the most complete that I've come across, and that's why I went with this one, multiple times. The washers, like I said, I did get from Hoppos. They fit very well. They mic'd out the exact same as all the other ones, so I'm very confident with that. About to throw them in here and see how it goes. So after waiting way longer than I should have for these, they finally come in. So we're going to take apart the front pumps, start rebuilding them. Also got everything for the rear pumps. So today I'm going to be working on hydraulic pumps pretty much all day. So, only one way to do it. Let's get to it. So I'm sitting here working, and I just all of a sudden remembered what I was doing a couple hours ago. Yeah, I took a break, and as you can see, there isn't a pump here anymore. There's a box. It's because the pump's all torn apart. Yeah, took a break and made a phone call. My buddy Greg, the guy that cream colored town car from the Hop Show, and we got to talking. And yeah, it's like a couple hours later, and I started tearing this pump apart. I was like, while I'm on the phone, I'll keep working. Totally forgot I was making a YouTube video. So it's a good thing there's another pump over here, because I'll just film taking that apart. Might be. Got a little sidetracked. But so far on this pump, everything looks good. Pump head's all in one piece. It looks good. Bolts fell out. Everything looks good on that. So we're gonna put some new seals in it. Got blowproof seals, changing the pressure O-ring, and kind of start throwing it back together, which I can't do because, of course, I don't have any RTV. I don't know how. It's like I buy it every time I do a pump head. I buy a tube RTV, and I don't know, dog's eat or something. I don't know where it goes, but that's probably gonna be a stopping point for me, I think. I'm gonna put this fitting back in. I'm gonna seal it up, put it back in. I think that'll be a stopping point for me. Go get some RTV in the morning. Maybe some of the parts I ordered for that car will come in. I ordered some brake lines just to ship them out and have them built. They need to know what kind of fittings it has, so just bought those for them to look at it. Hopefully return them after that. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so I'm gonna pick it back up tomorrow, and I'll start putting this one back together, and then I'll film that being took apart, hopefully, unless I get sidetracked, which is very easy. So anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in. Okay, so I'm totally working on the front pump still. That's a real thing. Too bad they're already done, yeah. So a funny story about that is I started working on the front pump, and I was gonna record it all, but then my buddy Greg with the town car that was in the Iowa Hop video, he called and actually started chatting through text. He was having a problem, and figured it'd be easier just to call on the phone and talk. So we started talking about that, and then got off on a different subject and a different subject, and by the time I realized it, I had the whole pump torn down and put back together. So I told myself, good thing there's another pump to rebuild. Let's record that one. Well, next day came, started rebuilding it. He called again. We started talking again. A couple hours later, I had the pump apart, put it back together. So, good thing this car has 4 pumps, because I still have one more shot, even if I was to miss it today. But I'm gonna just kind of just tinker around with this, I'm gonna record the whole process of it. We did not rebuild these pump heads. We did rebuild the front pump heads. Did a little bit of modifications to them, and these ones I'm just pulling out, resealing everything. It had a motor seal on the block, had a super seal. Unfortunately, it was missing some of the O-rings from the super seal, so it made it completely useless. But yeah, so we're gonna replace them with new ones. Got our boy Rudy from Primal Hydraulic Seals. He's hooked us up. Done a bunch of business with him. I like him, like his products. He ships fast stuff. It gets here quick. And I haven't had no problems with it, so can't beat that. We're gonna use, I call them super seals, I don't know why, but blowproof seals, that's what they're called. So we're gonna put one of them on here. We got our motor seals here also. I wish I would have known about these years ago. It's a nice little backup to kind of keep oil out of your motor, just in case your blocked pump head seal does start to fail. That'll at least give you a lot longer lifespan. All right, so I'm gonna leave you guys for a little bit. I'm gonna crank up some tunes and put this together. I'm sure you probably don't want to see me sitting here for a while putting the pump together. If you do, write in the comments. I'll do a whole video putting pumps together. I got plenty of them to put together. So yeah, I'm gonna bring you guys back when I make a little more progress on this car. So we got all the pumps done now. This is the rear pump, the last one. But what I wanted to show you is exactly what a motor seal is. Because like I said, I hadn't seen them before. Just found out about them a year or so ago, I guess. There's a motor seal. That's who you get them from. Just pushes right in here, makes the seal on the key. Now if any oil comes through here, you got one more little barrier to try and keep it from getting in your motor. Pretty simple little idea. Never really put two and two together when somebody was talking about a motor seal. Not all blocks are routed out right here. Some of the older blocks, they're just flat. So never really thought of a spot here that a seal could go in. But yeah, they're pretty sweet. So far, I haven't had a problem with them. I've been using the blow-proof seals on the pump head also. So, anything I can do to keep oil out of a motor, I'm going to try and do it. And there it is installed. It just pushes in there. You can push it right in there with your fingers. Just bottom it out. I put a little bit of oil on there, rub it around there. That way it doesn't have a dry seat against that, because once that spins, it would burn it up. Make sure I put that in the right way. You just slide it right in there. And there you have it. Which you can tell it's got a pretty good seal, because it actually started to push the seal back out, which I guess would be alright being flush on there because the motor won't allow it to go any further. But usually I push them all the way in. This one had a little bit of slack in the block, because usually it takes a little bit more force to push them in. But yeah, when I push the key in, it creates an air pocket in there and tries to pop the key back out. So that is a good seal. So now I'm going to put the motor on, and this pump's going to be done. Well, the chrome bolts that came with it, they look good and all, but that isn't going to work. So, you're going to have to go a different route. I think I'm going to end up going with an 1¼ bolt. That seems to have enough sticking out. I am going to double nut these just because it's on a hopper. I've got nylon nuts. I'm right there. So I'm going to double nut them. That way I just don't ever have to worry about them backing off. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. It's starting to kind of drag out. Got a little bit more work to do to the Hulk. It should be done pretty soon. I got some more footage for another video, and I'm going to tie that all together with the end results of the Hulk. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the like button too, because I know you like this video. Tell your friends, share it, comment, all that good stuff. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next one.